Do we have it? Yes, we do!
Oh my god.
Garen top lane.
You know, we have gone from complete front to back from Rogue, slow scaling, like seeing the Ezreal Azir, this front to back.
So of course the Ignite on Adam. So pay attention to that.
True. Judgment is starting to build up work as well, as I assume it's first setup as Malrang's flashed on. Twist Advance already used. Caps gets the Shuriken flip, and rather it's just Fan of Knives setting up with the passive as well. Malrang in so much trouble. A Bramble smash and sets up to flip back in. Caps with first.
Across the board, BB on the weak side of the map with not really in his grasp right now.
Weird when you get stunned, but you still get the Q off, so he just moved. He just did the cha-cha slide to the ward.
Slide. My favorite animation weird pro moment. Season 5 Worlds, Victor versus Darius. I can't remember which matchup it was. Gravity Field, Darius froze Darius midway through ult, which is the stretch frame. So you had a Darius about 3 times as tall as he should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. I'm sure there are pictures of it somewhere.
I mean, janky, like, before I think season 7 or 8,
yeah.
League of Legends, when it had bugs, they were janky. Maybe they still are. Dragon's going to be taken down.
And I mean, the thing is, when you have a heavy melee team, it's hard to use your grubs effectively, especially when now Garen's up to the point where he just wave clears for forever and whatever. Of course, you deny them from the other team, but the big thing is, if Rogue misstep now, and in game 1, they didn't necessarily play the macro out as well in terms of cross-map. Make a simple misstep, a slightly bad TP, and G2 very good at punishing.
And that Riftmaker, he hasn't gone back. He must be sitting on a lot of gold. So I'd assume Riftmaker.
Counter pick in top lane, which I thought Red Side draft was going to be very successful for Rogue, or more successful in that first game. Hasn't led to much value right now. However, BB might have overstayed.
Maybe he can get the wave. Cannon minion is what I'm looking at here, but Adam might have an opportunity. Free ulti. Okay, it's a bait. Adam now the smart one in the books. He picked up his first kill in the game. Cap's going to be trading with topside turret.
Yeah, the leap strike cancelled out, well played by Execute. However, on the other side, the cross map comes through. 6 grubs means that two attempts at the tower. Caps will take that one. 425 gold, as if you weren't fed enough already. Has lead them through to a win, but worth mentioning it all the same. If he walks into Adam, it's a Q.
Oh, against Broken Blade, he's still a little bit more confident. He's got Ignite now as well. Good little counter strike, and Execute coming in means we're going to rinse and repeat. Adam flashes down, even under turret. Execute will take it up. Shattering strike, and another kill. Broken Blade jumps away. Judgment was not available. Let's call it just what it would have been if Adam found kill number 2.
Oh, so close. Adam very, very nearly comping up again. Labrov has the minion taxi.
Yeah, this time, this is going to be an easy kill. Returned over to Execute. Hansama with Labrov's help lands on the CC. Adam's just trying to get something back. He's got Demacia Injustice up and available again to cut through the Unbreakable Will. He needs a bit more damage, but Adam chunked up, slowed down Hansama. Going to poke him to the ground.
Testing this, that's just going to be free mid-turret down. The map's going to open up. G2 get it for free, and they're very happy with that.
And yes, we've got a ward in front of the pit, but it's a mountain rift. There's obstacles in the way. Herald that Nymera was talking about before going to be used against 6 grub comp, and they're going to take Dragon. Larson's up there having a tea party with the minions. Mid-turret's gone. Dragon's about to drop as well because no one can step up to Caps unless it's 3 members.
But what is Rogue going to do about this? You have just lost 2 turrets, a Dragon here as well, and what have you gained? A little bit of time farming up all 3 lanes. Okay, that's fine.
That's just a quick rotation of Broken Blade. This is the problem that Jax as well, almost 2 items in the side lane. He's even against the Ignite Garen. The swap again from G2. Can't say how clean it was enough, as Adam's just trying to defend here, using Strikebreaker as best he can. The range from G2 being used. Maxstorm, no, finally, a fight is there, but Chains of Corruption. Execute's going to get wiped. Larson TPs, but not a moment too late. G2 already away with the play, waiting for the next wave. Caps will zone. Rogan down a member.
I mean, casually headbutting out of the combo. That Labrov really well played to make sure that the combo from Execute doesn't really pin people in place in the way that he wanted to. And Rogue used the teleport. Now they have to fight in a single direction into this Atacant with Caps waiting in the wings.
And look at that TP as well. Look how deep it is. Caps is coming from behind. Excuse me, Broken Blade. The Jax from downtown, from down away. A flash away from Adam, but the rest of the team are zoned down. It's a sick headbutt as Larson will take the Unbreakable Will, but you got to watch out. Caps in the middle, even though he's low, he'll survive. Oh! He's just that strong, baby. G2, all 5 members stand tall, and while summoners go down, Rogue gets it. It looks like a 5K, but if you look at your clock, you'll notice there is no Rogue on it this game, or at least this series. Atacant down, GA's enabled. Dragon's up in 45, another reset for G2 to test the waters again.
Yeah, and now they can use
You look at Larson as well on this Silas, constantly gapped in lane by Caps as You look at him onto Malrang. We're going to get a 1v2 eventually, but Malrang, will he survive until then? The all-in with the rest of Rogue. His Caps is probably just bored at this point. He runs in, GA popped, and Larssen takes the ulti. But my friends, you look at the rest of the map. Mid's going to get pushed in. Bot's under pressure. Also, you only just took a GA. Caps has teleport to rejoin.
And it's against the 6 grubs. You commit four people top side, and G2 have 6 grubs in bot lane and in mid lane. The tower is going to completely go down. G2 are happy losing one withdrawal, one of that GA from the voracious Atakan, and they walk away with a better gold lead from it. It's not even like Larssen gets to keep the Akali ult for another play if he wanted to teleport. Well, he doesn't have to teleport, but if he wanted to make a play somewhere else on the map.
And look, if there's plays like that again where they think they've caught Caps, he's now got a Seeker's Arm Guard. So if G2 are nearby, that turns into a turn. That turns into a TP play once Broken Blade has that up and available as well. Because as you said, Adam can't join unless he's in the vicinity. Feels like TP this game, I'll be honest, you know, would have obviously done more considering that Ignite has come through once or twice as Larssen Chains Corruption sent out. It doesn't get the range and the thumbs are in the air. At least the optimism is high.
I mean, oh, hang on, BB.
He does still have GA, but 200 gold is 200 gold. Counter-Strike is out. It blocks the AD members, so Broken Blade gets to leap over.
And while this is happening again, just look, I mean, G2 are completely fine to just say, okay, we'll push up top lane. We're going into the top side jungle. Rogue are losing vision. I mean, they go on to Jax for so long, they don't get much. He still has the Seekers himself if they'd gotten even more spooky than that. And now they have to walk around the long way. Potentially could have lost it in it.
Atakan has been done a while ago. The GA's at least expired. I truly wonder if Larssen can win this, but I think the answer's probably no. Double buffs there for Broken Blade. Ulti for ulti. Let's have a go. At least we get to see some action. Larssen saw they're getting whittled down, and eventually the Sundered Sky will come back in, give him a bit more leverage. There it is. Larssen heals up with the Kingslayer, but Broken Blade only 1v1. Lebrov, go away. No one cares. Lebrov! It doesn't count. Broken Blade
HP on the Baron. They really feel like they can force something now.
All right, Execute, show me the best support steal of a Baron I've ever seen. The Ents go out, they slow down, Larssen goes in, but Baron's gone. Now for G2, the fight begins finally, a team fight ensues. We haven't had one of those this game, but Rogue are losing it so handily. Hans Simon flashes the back of the pit, and while Larssen looks to go in to find a target, he's in the middle of 3. Hans is dicing, dancing between while the rest of Rogue have already run away. To Larssen's credit, he does get a kill, but Caps is still healthy enough. On top of him, Shuriken Din. Meanwhile, Broken Blade died to Adam, so props to Rogue. Justus. Hell yeah. The most satisfying Garen ult.
The dubstep Ignite, you just walk up, press Ignite, walk away, it's a kill.
Some Garen ults like shake the screen. You know, I think that the god...
Last resistance of Rogue.
Brov waiting in a bush though. Adam probably didn't expect that. But the Brov just disengages and zones off because you look at top, they're going to go for the turret. There we go. Demazi Justice again. All right, G2. Maybe not as safe as you thought in this game. Broken Blade at half HP. Rogue get another.
Forgets that Alistair ultimate doesn't stop true damage and there's an engage coming through.
Yeah, but there's a Chains of Corruption and Execute's in harm's way. Skumon taking enough, and now that Nature's Grasp is out with a good Bramble Smash, he disengages but over the wall. Malrang follows up until Broken Blade runs in himself. There's no more justice available as Execute is a free target. Patrick now pounced on as well. The Zonya's coming in handy as Broken Blade meets with Larssen. He's rejoined in with the Scott of Duck mid-air. Broken Blade still wants to take it, but he'll die too. G2 are playing with it while Caps is thinking about his...
That's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, we stop laughing, we start getting concerned, but at least in a turret and top of G2 brings us to the peak of reality, which is that G2 are now going to move to 8K. They've never really let go.
Trade if Rogue want to slow this down, but the Baron is being forced by G2.
G2 are doing this pretty fast. Broken Blade zoning one side, Caps the other. Skumon ready to turn. Nature's Grasp is sent out, and Adam not going to be caught by it, but you see G2 forget the Baron looking for the fight. Broken Blade jumps in, and Larssen will steal the Unbreakable Will, but a good Shattering Strike set up with the Magnet Storm from Rel. Hunt Summer engaged on the backline by Larssen, but Execute's already dead before they can help out, and once again the Compass 3. Larssen, it worked last time, but they're stronger now. A double meanwhile by Caps and Broken Blade chasing down the final pieces of Rogue. Adam taking enough to deal with Broken Blade, I say that, but over the wall and over again. Adam is running, but he's got no friends. Under this turret, this will be his last call, and Broken Blade, he's going to take care of it all. 16-5 in the end, he might run forever, but G2 with a 2-0 is what you can take away from this perfect ending series.
A little bit long on the time, but never really in question. Rogue were out macroed, and G2, their coaches will be very happy with how clean the closeouts were.
Yes, they will indeed. G2 still on top, still looking good. here in the LEC Spring. 3-0. Not dropping a single game at the start of this all.
Never really in question, was it? Maybe a little bit slow in some moments.
Yeah.
Something to tighten up there, but realistically,